Here, what's good? This is X. I hope this video finds you in good health, good spirits, and in a mindset of peace. Today, we're going to hear from some people. Before that, though, I just want to say, man, the black community, the black diaspora, in the present year of 2025 going into 26 very soon, is in a very deplorable state of affairs. I know a lot of you black people think, shit is good in the hood and, everything's good with black people, but it is not. Far from it. The black family unit fell off a long time ago. We got too many women raising children by themselves, and it has become normalcy when in fact it is dysfunctional. It is scientifically and psychologically proven that children do much better when both the father and the mother are present in their lives, functional in their lives, guiding them throughout life. The mother and the father don't necessarily have to be together, but they damn sure have to step up and raise the seeds that they made. Black people in this country are economically barren. You own nothing, not even in your own communities. Ownership is power. And since black people own nothing in this country, black folk are powerless. And don't be talking about the rich black folk who are too scared to invest. Those are the slaves of our community, sadly, but they got all the money in the world. But they've been bought and paid for a long time ago. So stop looking at them, stop waiting on them, and stop thinking they're something special. They are not on our team. If they were, they would have made moves a long time ago because they damn sure got the money. And what I mean by moves is black economic empowerment. Buy some shit. Let's start Wall Street, Black Wall Street all over again. But they're not built like that. They're too scared of what the white establishment is going to do to them. That's a slave. And then you have religion, which dictates black people's spiritual reality. Even in the sense of spiritual identity, knowledge of self, black people are completely lost. They do not know who they are as they walk the earth. Slaves prayed to the white man's God and still remain slaves for over 500 years. And today, black people are praying to the white man's God, expecting different results. I think they call that insanity. So, with that said, I reiterate that the black community is in very bad shape and has been for some generations now. Sad part is not enough brothers and sisters are talking about that part. They talk about the relationship, the social interaction between black men and women, which is piss poor too. Black women have declared emotional warfare against the brothers. And brothers act like they're so naive they don't even want to acknowledge it. We are living in an era where black men have put pussy before principle to such extent. They ignore the hatred coming from black women, and they will belittle themselves. They will sell their mother's soul for a piece of ass, for the opportunity to lay up with a sister. Sad, sad, sad. But anyway, I'm going to let you hear briefly from a few men. Marvin Hunter, Marquette Devon Burton, Dave Anderson, Stacy Prince, and Dr. Ray Hagins. I'm going to start with Dr. Ray Hagins, who argues that, black folk are solely dependent on the white man's Jesus. He wants to know why black people need Jesus so much. In fact, let me let him go, and I'll say my little piece afterwards. Hit it.
Africans did not create Jesus. Europeans created Jesus. Why do black people need Jesus today? I'm going to tell you why. Because we've been taught that we're sinners. And we were taught that he paid the price for sin. Whatever you did wrong, it's all right. All you got to do is exercise faith in our fabricated Savior, and everything is okay. You've been justified. Justified means you've been declared not guilty of whatever wrong you've done.
Okay. Yeah. He speaks on Jesus for black people as if Jesus relieves black people of accountability for their own piss poor behavior. How in the hell does that work? Jesus, my ass, go out there, black folk, and do some crime and see if Jesus will save you from them police throwing your stupid ass in jail. Ain't no man die on a cross to relieve you of your inequities. That's bullshit. You buy into that, I feel sorry for you. I believe, to which Dr. Hagers didn't say this, but it is my observation that black people need Jesus because they need to know that there's a life after death. They need to know that Jesus will bring them before the Father. They get the key to the kingdom after they're gone. Well, how in the hell are you going to know you're dead? But that's the hustle. That's the game, the psychological game run on black people, and they ain't smart enough to peep it. Another sad dilemma. Let me bring you to the attention of Marquette Devon Burton. Very brilliant brother. I've watched a lot of his commentary. And, well, he can be a little brash, but that's his style. And I'm not going to knock a brother or sister for the way they deliver. My thing is the message. I'm more concerned with what they bring verbally in expression. I'm not concerned with the delivery. I just want the message. And I do find Marquette Devon Burton very intelligent. I don't agree with him on a lot of things. But without any further ado, hear the brother.
We need the good people to repopulate the earth. The problem is the imbeciles. It's the ratchets. It's the sexy reds will repopulate the earth and have 8 kids. It's the dumb guys, the Pookies will have 9 kids. We think Pookie's an idiot. Pookie is actually a genius because Pookie has spread his seed. He is the fittest. Survival of the fittest is about propagating your DNA. He's the fittest. He's a genius. And people disparage him because they're jealous because they were not able to spread their seed like he did. Pookie's a genius.
Now, he argues that the Pookies, Ray Rays, Earls, and Dantes of the black community are actually genius because they propagate their seeds. They irresponsibly make or get black women pregnant with no intention of being a real father. And he claims they're geniuses for this, and I happen to wholeheartedly disagree. And if I'm reading the brother wrong, okay, so be it. Maybe some of you out there heard something different. Respect. Hit your boy in the comments. But from what I'm gathering, to which I can't believe he's even saying it, a man of his with his level of intelligence, that the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the Earls and the Dantes of the black community who carelessly get women pregnant every time they, black women of course, every time he lay down with one with no intention of being a father, how in the hell is he a genius? What makes that man a genius? The women he knocked up, what makes them smart? Because if you meet a man that got 4 kids and he ain't doing a fucking thing for them, why in the hell would you lay down and have his 5th? That's the part I will never understand. That's a level of stupidity I just cannot grasp. Okay? So I disagree with Mr. Burton on that one. I don't see the brilliance or the genius in just fucking up the community with illegitimate children. I don't get that part. But I had to share that because what the man said is a reality within the black community. Next, I'm going to give you Stacy Prince. Again, another smart brother. Watched a great deal of his commentary, and I like a lot of his stuff. But just because a man is brilliant doesn't mean I agree with him on everything, to which I don't agree with Prince on everything, but I agree with most of his stuff. Anyway, let me show you his clip, and then I'll expound.
You said, so why bash black women?
Right.
Okay, so can you name something that I've ever said about African American women that is a lie? Oh, hold on. I'll give it to you better than that. I'll give it better to you than that. I'll go broad with it. Name me anything Name me anything bad that society says about African American women that is a lie.
Anything bad?
Yes, ma'am. You know, the
That-
things that
that
society
society-
says, you know, angry
It
black
depends on
woman,
what-
the things
depends
that
on what
society
society
says.
you live in. It depends on what society you live in, because in my society, they don't really say that much about black women.
What country
'Cause I'm a black
what country do you live in?
I live in America, just like you do. I can't really say too much when my mom is black.
Okay, so I want to listen.
Is your mom not black?
If my mom is on Figueroa Street right
Is
now,
your mom black?
hold on. Hey, you got to
That's
be
what I
respect.
want.
Hey, you got to be respectful up here. I don't like
Okay,
this
well,
thing to get out of hand.
You asked me a question. I'm asking you one. Is your
I
mom
just want you to listen to you right now. That's what
black?
they
Okay,
say.
now see, you can't answer my question. No account.
Yes, ma'am. My mom is black.
Okay, so why would you say anything about your mom?
Let me ask you a question. If my mom is on Figueroa Street right now selling her body, is it okay for me to call her a slut and a whore?
Why would you call your mom that? Well, that's all she can do.
Oh my God. So black women ain't shit then. If that's all they can do, then they really aren't shit.
Is your mom on that street?
Damn, I was hoping. See, you don't know it. You're gonna watch this clip tomorrow, and you're gonna see what people are talking about. You're unreasonable. You're
I'm gonna watch
unreasonable.
this clip and be proud of myself as a black woman from stopping a black man from embarrassing himself.
Okay. So listen.
Born by a black woman.
What do you say about the women? And because we know it's true, just like men. I don't care if you said about men. Black men. There's some black men who have touched their daughters. Can we agree on that?
It is.
They're pieces of shit. I want you to see this, people. She knows where it's going. Because she doesn't want to say anything bad about black women, she refuses to say that a man who touches his daughter is a piece of shit.
I can say a lot of things about black
Ma'am,
women.
I just asked you a direct question. It's a direct adult question.
Okay, say
A
it again.
man who
Repeat.
touches his daughter, is he a piece of shit?
He's more than a piece of shit.
A woman who sells her body, what is she?
She's a hoe.
So, man, what the hell are you up here talking about?
Okay, and so if those are not the women that you
Listen.
and see, the ironic thing is that you point, but the other point is this right here. If those women are not the women you're attracted to, why are you always zoomed in on those women?
Because we need it to stop.
Now, did you check that? Did you see what went down? He tried to get a sister to at least disagree that there are fucked up black women out here in the dating pool that are on some straight nonsense. And the sister just would not concede. And he switched it and said, okay, if men touch their children, if a man molests his daughter, is he a piece of shit? And it was like pulling teeth for her to say, that the man is, because she knew the argument he was building. She knew he was setting her up to come clean. And she still was resistant to do so. So what he exposes, what I want to talk about now, there's a lot of black women out there. Again, I don't want to generalize. I make it a point not to say all, but there's a lot of black women out there that have a problem calling other black women out on their bullshit. They talking to a man say some shit about sisters. All of a sudden, some black women get in an uproar, knowing that the man is saying nothing but the pure truth. 100% unadulterated, unarguable truth. And yet, you got some black women get bent out of shape, and nah, that ain't true, whatever. Bullshit, you know it's true. I bet when you get in a closed room with your girlfriends talking that shit about some sisters y'all don't like, it's true then, ain't it? Anyway, Mr. Prince cornered the sister, and finally she came clean that a hoe is a hoe, and a man who touches his children is a sick motherfucker, and both arguments are correct. Marvin Hunter, the next brother I want to point at you. You know what? I'm gonna just let him set it up. I'm gonna let him give it to you, and then I say what I gotta say.
When did it become acceptable to be a shitty human being? Now, I understand. We've always had shitty human beings.
But I'm 50 something years old, and I know for a fact, for the longest time, it wasn't acceptable. Something was going to happen to you. And there was a range of consequences, with the most severe being violence. But something was going to happen to you. You did not get to be a shitty human being to other human beings without there being some ridicule and or consequences. But something weird has happened, man. It's like it's acceptable. We see it every day. We see human beings being shitty human beings to other human beings. All the time in public. You could feel however you want to feel. There's no bad thoughts. But when those thoughts manifest themselves into shitty behavior publicly, there would be consequences. Sometimes it would result in you getting your fucking skull bashed the fuck in. And you deserved it. Why? Because you were a shitty human being. And I feel like our abandonment of those consequences, us understanding that we are a village and we are all connected, is hurting us.
Yeah, that's a big one. How did becoming a shitty human being become socially acceptable? Societally. In society, it's become societally accepted is what I meant to say. You got, and I've seen it too. I can speak on that shit. Like I've seen, you don't see it much from the older brothers, particularly Generation X, because we came up in a way where certain shit just wasn't tolerated. You just knew, you understood how to roll. I mean, I'm Project Raised, so there was bullying, there was fighting for no reason. I mean, I came up in a pretty much, actually I'm kind of proud to say that it was more of a knuckle game than all this gun shit. And jokers got their wig twisted for less, okay? And I've seen today with these new generations of youngins will fuck with people they know absolutely nothing about. And some of them have lost their lives doing this. See, I and people of my era, we just know better. We don't fuck with nobody we don't know. Particularly if we coming out our mouth with a joke that's inappropriate or coming out our mouth disrespect. We just know better. Don't give a fuck if we know you or not. And it really depends on how well we know you too. We don't fuck with folk we are unsure about. And being an asshole, being a shitty person is in fact becoming a social norm. And people are not checking it the way they should check it. Like you said, crack a joke aside the cranium, he'll get the message. Excuse that, somebody trying to hit your boy up. All right, the last brother is Dave Anderson, yes. And I'm going to close with that brother because his message is strong. Hit it, Dave.
Martin Luther King was willing to die for it. Malcolm X was willing to die for it. Nat Turner was willing to die for it. Harriet Tubman was willing to die for it. Does Jamal Bryant look like he's ready to die for it? Does D.L. Hughley, while he sits in his $1 million gated community, look like he's ready to die for it? Does Roland Martin, aside from a cheeseburger taking him out, look like he's ready to die for it? The answer is an emphatic no, but they can do a whole lot of this.
Yes, yes. All these rich mouthpieces we get, black, by the way, black rich mouthpieces we got in America. Whether they're political, celebrity status, or just a rich motherfucker. But they got legitimate complaints about white supremacy, how black folk are treated. They know all the shit. They know all the stuff. I would even call religious leaders, put them in that category. Farrakhan is one of them, absolutely. Farrakhan, Mr. Louis Farrakhan is not a Malcolm X. Farrakhan is an educated, well-versed mouthpiece. But he's not a shaker and a mover. X was about action. It's about a lot of things that were non-hypocritical. X was about getting that work in. Fuck all that talking. X was prepared to bring the racism and the mistreatment of black people to the United Nations. He's prepared to put America on trial. He's prepared to do that. So you got a lot of religious jokers. They like to use the black struggle at their pulpit and talk all the right shit and everybody hooping, hollering, yeah, you're right, yeah, whatever. What about real demonstration? Hitting them bricks in the hood. There's a church corner in every black community. There's a church on every corner. That's what I meant to say. In every black community, there's a church on just about every goddamn corner. And yet, you got homeless, you got drug addicts, you got uneducated black men and women. You have women stuck with 2 and 3 kids, no place to stay, no job, no money. All the black money that circulates through these churches. You mean to tell me they can't set up a homeless shelter, black owned by the church, some type of facility where they can teach these people to read and write and fill out a job application. Another facility they can build for teaching people job skills so they can go out there and do something constructive and earn a living. You think about all the tax-free money that go through them churches. It'll blow your fucking mind. And yet you got ministers, preachers, they have the audacity to call some of them bishops, driving cars most folk can't afford and living in $1 million, $2 million, $3 million houses. Religion is a pimp game, and it was a hustle game anyway, but it's in every community, and yet it does absolutely nothing for the community. So Dave Anson poses the question, what are you willing to die for? The freedom and the liberation of black people. Are you willing to go to death to get it? And he mentioned some great people, man. X, Harriet Tubman. And what's my man that went on a crusade of murder? Damn it. Nat Turner. King, respect Martin Luther. He just had the mission fucked up because integration was not for us. Integrating with white people, integrating with white society was not the move for black people. And it's fucked up that we see it now in hindsight. But I'm not going to take no greatness away from King because he put it all on the line too. He was that guy. However, let me ask just all of you, if you're listening, with the type of black people we got out there now, the two-faced, the shady, the black folk that'll find a reason to hate you, dislike you, kick your back in when you're not around, the black folk that are racist black people with black skin, and they can't wait to go to white folk and kick your back in too. For those type of black people, are you willing to put your life on the line for freedom and liberation for your own community? Because see, that's what we're dealing with. Now, you can look at other ethnic communities, your Hispanics, your Asians, your Jews, your Italians. They have infighting. They have dysfunctionality, yeah. But their asses are together. There's a Chinatown. There's a Little Italy. There's Hispanic stores and restaurants in just about every state you hit. Ain't a black owned nothing nowhere. So I argue from an economic perspective, black folk are losing and other ethnicities are winning. From a family standpoint, just keeping the family unit together, black folk are losing, other ethnicities are winning. Religion, all ethnicities are fucking lost in that game. All of them. So basically, man, I just want to end by saying black people are lost, man. Completely lost, and on some level out of their fucking minds. And ignorance reigns supreme within the black diaspora. Ignorance is accepted. Intelligence is frowned upon. Check that bullshit. You know, during slavery, if a slave was caught reading or taught or learning how to read, the slave could be sitting right next to a white person teaching them how to read. They would take that slave out back, whip the slave, and depending on what kind of mood they were in, they'd probably whip the slave and hang the slave too. That fear of a book is still in black people to this day. You know why? Because here comes a statement from the elders, which is true to this very day. If you want to hide anything from black people, put it in a book. It's a shame where we are. And it's even more of a shame how we pretend that we're not fucked up in the game. You can ask a black person about their black history, they don't know shit. You can ask a person about their spiritual identity, they can't explain that to you. But if you ask a black person about NFL stats and who's the best this, that, in the NBA and all the and rap lyrics and all the dumb shit that don't mean a fucking thing, they can talk your left ear off your face. Anyway, you take that with you. Peace and blessings.